Did Jesus Christ physically rise from the dead?
That's such a long story. First, the man who is known as Jesus is the same as every human who lived or lives in physical form, in that he too was an extension of Source who sifted through contrast and through powerful intent and deliberate focus made his way back into alignment from which he spoke often. When he experienced his physical death or reemergence into non-physical, his experience was not different from everyone else's. He reemerged into all that he had become and felt the fullness of who he was. And the relief of the releasing of resistance for him was mighty in that moment of reemergence. If he had reemerged in another time, in a time of less resistance, there would have been less difference in the vibration. But he was like so many. In the releasing of resistance, in the death experience, he re-emerged into the fullness of all that he is. Because he, like all of you, is source energy, he has re-emerged again and again and again and again and again. In other words, this consciousness that is articulated as Christ consciousness because of the connection that he found while he was living physical, everyone has access to. And it was what he was trying to explain to anyone who would listen at the time, you see. Did this man, as an exception to all that exists in the universe, did he take his physical body into that which is non-physical? No, he did not. Did he reemerge into non-physical? Yes, he certainly did. In other words, the thing that's so tricky about this conversation is that all that so many want him to be and have been is. But in their determination to separate themselves from the same power and from the same value, they make him something that he was not. It's such an interesting thing that humans do with those that they decide to revere at the same time that they are trampling the very message that he spoke.
Thank you.
Was he source energy? Yes. Are you? Yes. Did he reemerge into non-physical? Yes. Will you? Yes. Did his physical body leave the physical plane and go into the non-physical? You got to be kidding.
Thank you. And as I walk, well, I'll leave it for the next time. Thank you very much.
Physical world would proclaim the explaining of an often repeated story in a different way as blasphemy. In other words, it's that holding to those flawed premises that prevents so many from allowing themselves to be who they are. And the discord that you feel in your attempt to hold yourself to a thought that may have served you in one time. In other words, there are analogies that Esther has translated for us in the early days of her transmission, that at the time served the message extremely well. Where today, an analogy that she will find is so much more appropriate to where the message is and so much easier for you to hear. It doesn't make what was said before invalid, because it's all based upon the laws of the universe as they are. As you deliberately align with the whole of who you are, you're able to personally sort out the things that don't match. When you connect with the wholeness of who you are, you can feel the resonance and alignment that the source within you holds relative to the things that you're contemplating. In other words, it is our powerful desire and equally powerful expectation that each of you will discover and remember, rediscover and re-remember through your own personal reaching for and finding alignment with your own broader knowledge, answers to every question that is relevant in your day. In other words, you really do not need to, nor can you, go back into historical documents that were written at a time that you understand not and make any valid sense of anything that is being offered. You have your own, in the moment, guidance. It's fun to watch you reclaim it. Good time for a segment of lunch.